You guys know I don't make videos so they can go viral. I make videos for the individual, for individual people, you know? Someone abroad who wants to specifically move to Halifax. Somebody on the other side of the world who specifically wants to go and take engineering at Dalhousie University. It doesn't really get more specific than that. Unless it's today, because what we're going to be talking about is how to maintain a long distance relationship while you go to school, and specifically Halifax. It's a little bit crazy, but I think it's going to help.
Didn't even get to cross.
So I don't know how you clicked onto this video, whether you're watching out of curiosity. I highly doubt you searched these search terms because you wouldn't have expected a video like this to exist. But I'm going to try to actually examine all of the elements of, you know, a long distance relationship, and specifically how Halifax is an environment as a city and how I socialize with people in Halifax every day, so just being here and being a part of the community, even when you're plugged in, specifically how Halifax lends itself to the way you feel during that time and how you can make it easier. I'm gonna cover all that with you today. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, turn my notifications on by hitting the bell. So why would you even want to stay with the same person? That's boring. I want to date lots of people and it'll be good, and that's perfectly fine. But when I moved here, I actually moved here with my girlfriend. We lived here for 3 years, and then she moved out, and now I have another year in Halifax, so I'm doing the long distance relationship thing now, and by applying some really simple rules, it makes things a lot easier. I'm gonna tell you something. If you have something to do in your day-to-day life, if you are super busy, you will not be able to think about how much you miss the other person. That goes not only with your significant other, but it goes with your family. It would go, if you're a parent, it might go with your children. I'm not kidding. You're gonna worry about people. You're gonna care about them, of course. But at the same time, it's not gonna be as hard as you think if you are super busy and have all these responsibilities. Get yourself busy. School will not have you busy enough. I mean, school has me busy enough right now. But for the past 3 years, it didn't. I need more stimulating things to actually keep me busy. And keep me enthralled in my day-to-day life. So that's what I recommend you do. Get yourself busy. Do things you like. Don't do things you hate, but even if you don't like it, if it keeps you busy, it's something. Alright, so why target Halifax people with this video? Why not just make it a general video? Well, Halifax is a specific place that gives you a specific feeling when you live there. It is not the most stimulating, vibrant community in the world. It's not. It's a lot of fun. It's really tightly knit. Like, I'm sure if I left for a few years and I came back, I would still see people on the street that I know. And that's what makes this place very special. But if you need a lot of people to stimulate you constantly, you have students around here, a lot of them are going to be busy with their own things. You're going to have friends, but you're not going to have that constant stimulation that you would get in a larger metropolitan city. And this doesn't go for everybody. This is something that goes for me because I'm extremely extroverted. I need to be around people. And not just around people, like going to a coffee shop and working will keep me sane, but I need to speak with people, and not only speak with them, but I'm finding as I'm getting older, I need to actually start having deeper conversations. Otherwise, I feel like my day-to-day life was a fail. So like, that's just me. I'm somebody who needs to be around people to that extent. So of course, if I didn't actually facilitate that in my day-to-day life, my long-distance relationship would become impossible. Alright, so why target Halifax people with this video? Why not just make it a general video? Well, Halifax is a specific place that gives you a specific feeling when you live there. It is not the most stimulating, vibrant community in the world. It's not. It's a lot of fun. It's really tightly knit. Like, I'm sure if I left for a few years and I came back, I would still see people on the street that I know. And that's what makes this place very special. But if you need a lot of people to stimulate you constantly, you have students around here, a lot of them are going to be busy with their own things. You're going to have friends, but you're not going to have that constant stimulation that you would get in a larger metropolitan city. And this doesn't go for everybody. This is something that goes for me because I'm extremely extroverted. I need to be around people. And not just around people, like going to a coffee shop and working working will keep me sane. But I need to speak with people, and not only speak with them, but I'm finding as I'm getting older, I need to actually start having deeper conversations. Otherwise, I feel like my day-to-day life was a fail. So like, that's just me. I'm somebody who needs to be around people to that extent. So of course, if I didn't actually facilitate that in my day-to-day life, my long-distance relationship would become impossible. That brings me on to tip number 2. What you need to do is find a network of friends. And not just a network of friends, but find groups of people, meet new people, get out there. Even if you're introverted, if you don't like talking to people and meeting them for the first time, and it's stressful and takes energy out of you, at least it allows you to put your energy into something positive. Just because it takes energy out of you doesn't make it a negative thing. It takes energy out of you and puts it into something that's worthwhile and that's gonna build something, instead of taking that energy and worrying about something else. So that's what I recommend you do. There's an app in Halifax and all over the world actually. I used it in California, but it's called Meetup. M-E-E-T up. Just go look it up on the App Store. It's probably on Google Play. I think it is on Google Play. And then you can go ahead and meet people with all different events. There's one for non-native English speakers who can learn to talk to each other. There's another meetup for people to talk about their creative projects, about entrepreneurship, about freelancing and remote work. There's one for Lebanese people. There's one for people from China. Like, it's incredible. So no matter where you're coming from, if you're coming here, there's probably a meetup group for you. Again, it's Halifax. There are not tons of meetup groups. In LA, there's probably like 47 meetups in a day. More, probably like 100. Here, you might have like one meetup on a Saturday, one meetup on Monday, and it may not be possible to make it to any of them. Me personally, I've made it to none of them. Another tip. This is very basic, but it goes a long way. Make your environment comfortable. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to do that. Like, in terms of your home, make yourself comfortable, have a kettle, put on some tea, have some coffee in the morning, like put on the slow cooker so that when you come home it smells like, fresh cooked food. It's like little things like that. Just setting it up and making it into a home environment, making it feel warmer will really help you. One thing about Halifax is that it rains a lot. This may not affect a lot of people, but when it's constantly raining, if you're living at home in a really tiny apartment and everything's a mess and you're super busy and you miss everyone, you're not gonna feel good. But if it's rainy and you come inside and there's tea on and there's some food that you've made for yourself and your apartment is clean because you've taken care of it, and you've organized yourself, and you have enough time because you've organized yourself to Skype call. That's another tip. I didn't mention it because it's obvious, but it's super important. Try to have Skype calls. It's the closest thing you're gonna get to face-to-face communication with that person you miss. So have as many of those as you can. Another one, there's some apps that allow you to watch movies together at the same time. We haven't done any of that. We haven't done in fact, we're lucky if we call once a month, to be honest. We're in contact mostly every day, hey, how's your day going, stuff like that. But we're really comfortable with it. We've been dating for almost half a decade. So we don't do that, but depending on what you want to do and what works for you, you can go ahead and do that. I mean, the sky's the limit. There's so many things you can do to make yourself more comfortable. But those are some of my tips. I've talked a little bit about what Halifax is like and how you're not going to get that, you're not going to be able to throw yourself into that. You're gonna have to do some of the work yourself. You're gonna have to do some of that work to be have that backbone and stand up for yourself. Get busy, find things that interest you, and be comfortable, be confident, trust the other person, trust yourself. And those are all things that are gonna go a long way. But if you have any other questions on anything specific, drop me a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. I'm gonna be making some more videos today. I have to clean up, and actually, my girlfriend's coming to visit tomorrow. She's actually flying in. So I'm very excited about that, but I have a lot of work to do. So thank you so much if you watched this all the way through, and I wish you the best coming to Halifax.